Dele Farotimi, a human rights lawyer, has spoken out after being released from prison custody where he was held for 21 days. In a heartfelt video message titled "The Road to Freedom," released on Sunday, Farotimi expressed his gratitude to Nigerians who rallied around him, saying their collective voice was the reason he didn't become just another victim of the system. Farotimi's arrest was a result of alleged defamation charges brought against him by prominent lawyer AFE Babalola, following the release of his book, Nigeria and Its Criminal Justice System. He was granted bail after meeting the 30 million bail conditions set by Chief Magistrate Court in Ekiti, State. In his message, Farotimi emphasized that his experience is not unique, noting that many Nigerians continue to face similar struggles. He stressed the importance of unity and collective actions in bringing about change. Farotimi also touched on the divisive nature of Nigeria's system, where people are often pitted against one another along ethnic and religious lines. He said none of that mattered as Nigerians unite to fight for him. He said, "We stopped being human because we became Nigerians. They divided us and we fell for it because you wouldn't see me as a Yoruba man. You spoke for me because you wouldn't see me as a Christian. You spoke for me because you spoke. Nigeria couldn't happen to me. The only reason Nigeria couldn't happen to me was because you spoke. That is why Nigeria couldn't happen to me. So it wasn't me that became the porcupine. It was you, the Nigerian citizens. You have become the porcupine. That is where we have gone to," he said. A tearful Farotimi continued. "First question I want you to ask yourself is how many of the people feeling the pain of the Nigerian state in detention or in prison deserve to be where they are? There are multiple people that I met in prison." So Dele Farotimi was expressing his experience in the prison in that 21 days where he was held in Ekiti. Dele Farotimi actually spoke on those persons that are in prison. He asked a question: what have they done for them to be in prison? Then he said, let's talk about Naomi, the former queen, Oriyomi Hamzat, and the principal of Islamic High School Ibadan, Abdullahi Masasi. Exactly what is it that they have done that have earned them the need to be in prison? We should ask that question not just because of them, but because of many other persons without names that you and I have no knowledge of who are languishing in prison. Have you thought about that? That if they do that to those ones, you know their names. Out of those ones, you don't know their names. He emphasized on the issue where Nigerians all came together to see that Dele Farotimi was released, and he kept on emphasizing that he was not affected by the Nigerian system because of how Nigerians spoke on his behalf. Then that he was so grateful to everybody that spoke on his behalf and that spoke up with their voices to make sure that nothing happened to him in that prison. The tide turned because we acted as one. Dele Farotimi also said, "Some Bulaba spoke for me. Obedient spoke for me. My brother in the revolutionary movement, Omoyele Sowore, all of them spoke for me. Traditional rulers, you all spoke, and because you all spoke, I couldn't be treated the way each and every other persons who do not deserve to be in prison were treated. The system resisted. I spent 21 days in captivity. Those who are inclined to the things of spiritual knowledge understand the significance of 21 days. It pleases God that I should be kept in captivity for 21 days, a full cycle of a human, a full cycle of modern nature. 21 days I was kept." He, however, thanked Nigerians for finding their voices and demanding that the rule of law and due process must be followed in the defamation case brought against him. Through tears, Farotimi expressed heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Peter Obi, a former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, a human rights activist and revolutionary movement convener, Comrade Omoyele Sowore, and his legal team led by Adeyinke Olumide Fusaka and Taiwo Adeyaji. He also thanked Professor Festus Emery, saying despite losing his wife and mother within the period, still found the courage to show up in the court and argue his bail application before the Federal High Court in Ado-Ekiti, even though he was notified barely 24 hours earlier. He said, fantastic human beings, all kinds of people, traditional rulers, traditional chiefs, and my own town. I spend more time in front of you than I have spent in my own town, but the Oba of my town sent a delegation. This show of support across the entire strata of our society is humbling. Do I need to talk about Gigabyte in Ekiti, the Devotion coordinator in Ekiti, and his team, all kinds of human beings that I can't even remember to mention their names as I speak with you. The Ekiti prison particularly became a tourist center. Big, small, everybody, people showed up, and I was being told constantly of the loud demand that you were making for my release. I appreciate you all, and I must say in all humility that you are the ones who came out of the prison. You found your voices. You demanded that the right thing be done. Consistently, you made sure that I wasn't working alone. Your voices threatened me because I heard you even beyond the walls of the prison. I heard you loud and clear. You left nobody in any doubt as to what you were demanding. It wasn't about Dele Farotimi, even though I was the one who bore your totem. It was essentially a demand made by each and every one of you that the law must be allowed to rule in this situation. Let me be very clear. His message serves as a call to action, urging Nigerians to continue to speak out against injustice and work together towards a more united and equitable society. So his meetings and this was his live, his section on Sunday around 10 p.m. where he was thanking every Nigerians that came out and stood for him, every person that came out and supported him, because people came out. Some protests were held just because they referred to me to be released, and all these things were not in vain. And he was thankful, and he was emotionally thankful to everybody that came out to help him to be released, and also people that paid the 30 million bail, and now he's a free man. So guys, this is what I mean to you guys to hear his first speech after he released. I will see you guys in my next video.